So what is up, guys? Nick here from Everything Tech, and welcome to this episode of the iOS 9.2.1 software review of the iPhone 4S. So we're going to kick this off with a boot up test, and we're going to kick this off in 3, 2, 1. And we're going to let this baby boot up. Now it does take quite a while, so I'm going to cut to the end where it, just finishes its boot up. So 55 seconds it took about to boot, so not the quickest in the world. Alright guys, this next section we're going to get into is software on the device, and we're going to go over into settings on the iPhone 4S, and we're going to go over into general, and we're going to find the about section of the device, and we're going to go down until we see, let's see, iOS 9.2.113D15 to confirm that for you that we are running the latest and greatest software, which is pretty impressive for a 5-year-old device. Alright guys, let's get into the app test of the device, and you can see I have nothing open here, so it is a fair test. Let's go into calendar and let that load up. Let's come back out. Let's go into weather. Let's let that load up real quick. Let's come back out. Let's go into settings on the device, and let's come back out once that loads up. Let's go into news section of the device and let that load up. So you can see that the apps do not load the quickest anymore, and that's to be expected. Let's load up calculator. Let's go to clock. Let's come back out, and let's do the app store. Now this one does take a while because this is millions of apps in here. With the 512 megabytes of RAM on the iPhone 4S, it's not going to be the biggest champ in the world when it comes to this test, but it does have the latest and greatest apps. Let's go into YouTube, and we're not going to fire up a video. We're just going to see how long the YouTube takes to open up and just generally look at videos. Let's come back out. Now let's just check the multitasking switching real quick on the device. So let's double tap the home button there and scroll through, and it's pretty smooth on the scroll through, but let's see how quickly it goes back into the apps. Let's tap into calendar. We get the double tap to get into there. Let's go into YouTube. So the apps do fire open pretty quickly overall. I'm not going to say the best in the world, but multitasking is pretty solid here. Alright guys, let's get into gaming on the device, and we're going to use Sonic Dash for this test, and basically this took a while to load, so we're going to cut to the end, and let's see how it plays. And actually, I was pretty disappointed in the performance of the iPhone 4S here at 9.2.1 with this game. It was very, very choppy and very buggy. As you can see, Sonic the Hedgehog can't even, keep up with himself in this game on this platform. But you know what? We can't bash it too much. This phone is ridiculously old, and but some people still have it, and I do think that we should try to get to a point where we can keep all devices, running buttery smooth, for as long as possible. I mean, let's make them continually running fast. But basically, it is pretty choppy, and overall disappointed in gaming performance on the iPhone 4S. So let's talk about the general UI, and this is a performance section that, basically is pretty well on the iPhone 4S. It doesn't have any hiccups here and there, it's pretty decent when it comes to just general tasking through, going into your phone, turning on the torch, going into calculator. So this can be a solid hand-me-down phone to somebody like a kid or something who just wants their first iPhone but doesn't need the latest and greatest. I would say probably below the age of 14, because if you're any older than that, you might want something a little bit better here. So let's get into the camera section. As you can see, the camera did not fire the quickest, although the camera quality is, probably better than a lot of very, very cheap Android devices these days. So the camera is still pretty solid, and it fires pictures at a decent, acceptable rate. Just gonna have to require a little bit of patience. So what about battery on the device? So let's go into setting, and you can see that the iPhone 4S includes the low power mode. So that is pretty awesome here. We have low power mode, so this can eke out another half hour to an hour on this wall hugging iPhone. Yes, I said wall hugging. Now I say wall hugging because that's my experience. I always have to charge this phone, but overall, that's pretty much the end of this video. The iPhone 4S performs, basic tasks still okay, even here 5 years later. You can check your email, you can take a picture, you can do all the basic things, although it is going to require tons of patience because none of the apps, fire open anymore. So if you want some instant gratification, you're not going to get it here with the iPhone 4S. And to be honest, a lot of $50 Android phones will blow this phone away in speed department. The only thing it's got going for it still is the Retina display and the build quality, I would say overall. But those are two good things. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead, hit that thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel for more technology videos and the like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.